Hi everybody, it's me, Nikki Nefarious. It's been a really busy month, so I'll just go ahead and begin where I left off last update. I think last time I was just gearing up to go home to North Carolina to visit my family for my birthday. I went. It was a really good visit. I got to see all my friends and family, which was great because when I arrived into Charlotte, North Carolina, all of my video equipment and camera gear had been stolen out of my checked baggage, so American Airlines. But I won't get into that. But I at least got to see my friends and family, which was wonderful. Which is actually really good because when I came back to LA from visiting home, we had some really sad news in my family back home in South Carolina. We lost an excellent man, my grand-grand. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to get back across the country to go to his funeral, so I missed that, which was really awful. But I have been busy, so I've had a lot of distractions, which is good because I've been really homesick, actually. But at any rate, I had a really great class at Glass Slipper Studios this past month. Sexy bondage was a lot of fun. A lot of people turned out for that. And in fact, a bunch of the people who came to that class had to miss my first class, harnesses. So I decided that I'm going to do a repeat. So for those of you guys interested, save the date, July 23rd, which is a Friday, from 7 to 9 at Glass Slipper Studios. I'm going to do harnesses class again. This is going to be actually really special because I'm getting the studio to provide me with a suspension truss because a lot of people want to know a good, basic, comfortable suspension harness that you can use without having a pulley system or something like that. So that's going to be there. I'm really excited about that. And then on the 24th, I'm going to be hosting a bondage and photography workshop at the same studio using the suspension truss and everything. I'm going to be teaching photographers how to light and pose models in bondage, and I'm also going to be teaching people how to do very easy but intricate bondage ties, so that they don't always have to hire a bondage artist or rigger to come in their shoes if they don't necessarily want that. I can kind of give them some pointers and get them started in the right direction. So that's going to be really exciting. And on the 25th of July, I'm going to be doing another mini class for Threshold. So basically that weekend in July is going to be really busy for me. But there's other stuff coming up, and I'll be keeping you guys posted. I'm going to be a guest on the Rev Mel show. I'm really excited about that. I'm not quite sure when yet. We're still working on that. And I'll be hosting and teaching a class for TSR Network as well that month. But for those of you guys that are on my mailing list, I'll go ahead and just send you guys updates as I find out about it. That stuff is in the works. So that's really good. But this past month has been super busy. I spent a 3-day intensive bondage game education session with Rick, who's my, I guess, new bondage pet now, which is wonderful. And then also for Glass Slipper, sometimes they have these shootouts, and their past one, they needed me there for suspensions, but instead of rope suspensions, I did aerial silk suspensions. For those of you guys that aren't familiar with that, aerial silks are like what they use for Cirque du Soleil. The acrobats would climb up the red ribbon or what have you, and they'd spin and hang upside down and stuff like that. That kind of thing. Now that's a lot very different from rope suspension. In fact, I kind of pulled my back out a little bit doing it because instead of relying on my harnesses and the ropes to hoist the models into these positions, I basically had to rig the silks, and then in front of the model I had to put myself into the pose, talking them through it each step of the way, where to put the pressure, how to bend the back, how to grab the ankles, every last thing. So I was basically doing the poses. Then I was helping the models into the same poses, but I was actually having to rely on my muscles to hold them up and lift them and spot them, and it's a lot more physically taxing than just tying a bunch of ropes and hoisting them, to the ceiling. So that being said, I kind of pulled my back out a little bit. So unfortunately, I haven't had much of a social life this month, what with working, teaching on the weekends, and then knocking my back square out. I think the last social function that I really was able to attend was a Garden of Heathens party, where I did a damsel takedown bondage demo. It was a lot of fun. And I did the recent mentor munch for Fetish Noir, and that was also a lot of fun. But for the most part, when I haven't been working, I've been recuperating. A lot of R&R. I pinched my nerve pretty bad towards the middle of this month, and I'm just now getting over it. I hate having back problems. It sucks. It makes me feel really old. Anyway, so I miss home a lot. I'm working on trying to figure a way to get my family here or to get me there, because last visit was just so stressful, what with the theft of my equipment and then everything else. I'm actually at my office right now. It's really loud out there. But that's what I've been doing, guys. Yeah, that's about it. Oh, I now have a slave in training, which is awesome. His name is Flogging Johnny. I call him Little J. He's been actually really nice taking care of me with my back and everything, which is good, because that's also kind of helped me feel really homesick, because when I'm not working and everything, I'm stuck at the cottage all sore and hurting by myself, when Little J can't come over and take care of me, and I just miss home. But at any rate, I miss you guys. I love you. I'll talk to you later. Bye.